We are the Braxtons, and you'll see we are not like an ordinary family. Tracy, to one, Trina, Tamar, and Missy will teach you a thing or two. The Braxton family value.
Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about episode 7 and 8. So let's just sum up episode 7 real quick. So in this episode, a few things happen. Tawanda tells her sisters that she wants to be an actor, and they all pretty much knew this anyway, that she wanted to act, so they embraced it and they accepted it and congratulated her on trying to do her passion. And also she took them with her to the doctor, and they didn't know what they were there for. Then come to find out, she took them to her vaginal tightening appointment. And they were all like, really, this is what you brought us here for? Why would you do that? So that was just a funny moment that they shared. The sisters were all, trying to look and see how everything was going on. And, Tawanda, she really didn't have too much shame, honey. She was like, whatever. I wanted y'all to be here with me to experience it. So it is what it is. Also in this episode, Tony shared with her sisters that she's dating someone, but she's keeping the identity of the guy a mystery to everyone. But, of course, us out here in the world right now, we probably already know who it is. I think it's Birdman that she's dating or whatever, but on the show at this point in time, they don't know who this person is that she's dating, which is weird because why is Toni Braxton dating Birdman? Kiss men in the mouth, Birdman. Put some respect on his name, Birdman. Like, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see where. But I guess, whatever. Also in this episode, Trina sits down with Tawanda and Tracy, like her therapist advised her to do, sit down with her sisters individually and speak about specific things that she wants to repair with those particular sisters. So first she went to Tracy, and she talked to Tracy, just about what she's been going through with her therapist and what her goals were. And Tracy was very supportive, and she offered her a little bit of advice. She said, listen, I understand, what you're trying to do, but at the same time, something that you might consider is not telling your sisters everything. Maybe you should just keep some things to yourself and deal with them on your own. That way you won't have to feel judged because you won't get their input because they won't know what you're doing. Made perfect sense. Next, she sat down with Tawanda, and she told her basically the same thing that she told Tracy, except with Tawanda, she expressed the fact that she felt that Tawanda would laugh at her in certain situations that came off hurtful. She said some things are not meant for you to be laughing at, and when you laugh at certain things or you make fun of certain things, it hurts my feelings. So Tawanda kind of shook it off, but I think she considered it to a certain extent, and she said that she would work on trying not to be so jokey with her because it would hurt her feelings. And then the last thing that happened in this episode was Tamar had a performance to do, and she was nervous because she was going to be performing in front of Smokey Robinson. And as she was getting dressed, Toni showed up, and she didn't like Tamar's outfit. And she told her, you need to always look like a superstar. So they basically switched outfits, and Tamar went out and she sung, and it was a success. So that's everything that happened in episode 7. So that moves us into episode 8. So in this episode, Toni and the sisters go to a cooking class, and all the sisters are there except Trina because she's trying to get some things together. Oh, I forgot to mention that at the end of episode 7, she decided that she wanted to talk to Gabe, her ex-husband, and just for some closure, just to say some final things and ask him some questions that she needed answered. So during the whole cooking lesson, of course, Tamar and Toni become a little competitive. The chef broke them up into two groups. So it was Toni and Tawanda and Tamar and Tracy that basically worked together. And then Mama Evelyn and Trina came in later and tasted everything that they had done. That's basically what happened. So after all of that, Tony felt like she needed to redeem herself. So she invited the sisters over for dinner. Before I get into everything that happened at the dinner, let me just say that another thing that happened was Tawanda took Tracy and Trina with her to her acting class. And they thought that they were going to just show up just to support her. But little did they know that they were going to be included in Tawanda's acting. And so they were kind of upset about it at first because they're like, wait a minute, we just came to see you. Why are we getting homework to do so we can come back and act with you? Girl, we didn't come here for this. Okay, so anyway, they come back later and they act out this scene, and Tawanda does good, and the teacher is impressed with her. So, she's still learning how to do this acting thing, and she's doing better. So that's basically what happened. Okay, now let's skip back to the dinner. Okay, so at the dinner, oh Lord, I don't know. Tony just feel like she got to prove that she's the best cook in the family next to Miss Evelyn. So she does this whole 5-9 course. I forget which number course, honey. Whatever. She does this big meal and she bites off more than she can chew, and she's scrambling in the kitchen trying to make everything perfect, and it's just not going good. So anyway, while they're all standing in the kitchen, Trina takes it upon herself to tell her sisters that she's gonna meet up and have a conversation with Gabe. And immediately I get irritated because, come on, like, Trina, what are you thinking? Your sisters do not like Gabe. What kind of feedback do you think you was gonna get from them? Like, immediately Tamar balls up and she's like, what you mean? What are you doing? Why would you do that? Tony had this little slick comment, even though, no, it was slick. She was like, so y'all getting back together? Tony, why would you say that? Nobody said she was getting back together with him. But I guess they're going off of her track record. Whenever her and Gabe get into it and then they come together to talk about it, they always seem to reconcile and get back together, even though he's done all this crazy stuff to her. And so Trina gets a little upset and she walks out of the room. And I'm thinking, you ain't even listened to what Tracy told you. Didn't Tracy just tell you, don't tell your sisters everything? You don't have to tell them everything. So I'm thinking in my mind, why do you even tell them? But maybe it's because, they needed a storyline. I don't know. But all I know is, it caused all the sisters to get together and talk about how stupid it is of her to want to sit down and talk to Gabe, because he has done so much to her. She should have nothing more to say. And even Tamar said something silly out the side of her mouth. She's like, this ain't what black girls do. If a dude do you wrong, you just quit talking to him and you move on. What? Girl, if you don't hush, that's what black girls do. What kind of generalization is that? Come on, Tamar. Anyway, but I don't expect nothing less from her. I just don't. But anyway, so Trina pulls Tracy to the side and they kind of have a talk on the side. And Tracy is just like, listen, I don't agree with what you're doing, but I support you. And she said, but please don't expect me to just be sitting around, watching you cry all over again. I'm not going to do that. You're my sister and I love you and I don't want you to be hurt. And basically that's what all the sisters agreed upon. Like, that's basically what all the sisters felt as well. But Tamar was the most fed up with him. And I can't blame her. Here's the thing about sisters. When you have sisters and they're dating someone that you don't like, or someone that is hurting them, it's hard for you to keep your mouth closed. It's hard for you to stay in your lane and just sit back and let it happen, because you love your sister to death and you don't want to see her hurt. But the worst thing to do is to keep giving your opinion when nobody asks for it, and to bash that guy, because at the end of the day, Your sister's gonna think that you don't support her and you're bashing someone that she loves and cares about. And it just don't work out. It always causes a conflict between the sisters. So for real, the best thing to do is to act like Tracy did and just stay out of it completely. Just say, I love you, I support you, but please don't think I'm gonna just happily sit back and watch you get hurt again. I'm not gonna do that, but I support you though. And then later on, Tracy, Tawanda, and Tamar got together and they discussed it once again that they felt that Trina was making a mistake. And Tracy kind of stepped up and she said, well, listen, maybe she's doing this because she needs closure. Maybe it doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to get back together with him. But the sisters are not having it. And Tamar said, listen, she can do whatever she want to do, but at the end of the day, um Gabe can't come around me and feel comfortable. He's not going to come in my house and think everything is okay. And she just don't want him around her. She said that Trina can do whatever she want to do. They can hang, they can chill, they can talk, they can be friends, they can get back together. They can do whatever they want to do. But he's not going to be able to come around her and feel comfortable because she just does not agree with what they're doing. And she loves her sister too much to watch her go through all that pain and heartache again. And that's her right. She don't have to be okay with it. She don't. So that's basically everything that happened within episodes 7 and 8. And I'll be back again next week to talk about the next episode. I can't wait till they reveal who Tony is talking to. I can't wait to see their reaction because they're going to be like, Birdman, what you mean? What are you doing, Tony? I don't know. But anyway, I will see y'all in the next video. Talk to you later, guys.
And you'll see we are not like an ordinary family. Tracy to one, Trina, Tamar, s05e will teach you a thing or two. The Braxton family value.